I'd like to talk about the novel War and War. That story left me stunned. I remember thinking that I didn't want to read another book right away. I'd only be disappointed. Yeah, it was intense from start to finish. The story follows Corin, an arguably insane archivist living near Budapest. One day he comes across a mysterious manuscript in the archives and he decides that he must share its message with the world. Except that it gets even weirder after that. Okay, to be honest, weird is not even the correct word. Maybe insane? So yeah, probably more insane than weird. He decides he needs to share his message from the center of the world. He takes his life savings plus the manuscript and sews it into his coat lining, then flies to New York. That is the center of the world for him. He decides that once it has been uploaded onto the internet, which will preserve it for eternity, he will kill himself. I could not even wrap my head around how all of this came from finding one simple manuscript. He basically rambles on about the contents of the manuscript to random strangers. I like how the author addresses this by having him talk for pages at a time, but all the while leaving the actual contents of the manuscript ambiguous, which I think was a very clever technique. It pushed the focus on the main character's behaviors and motivations, even if they did not exactly tie together easily. Yeah, I think the manuscript only says how they are four wanderers who show up during conflicts. They are moving through time and place. Perhaps they are prophets or saints or savants? Maybe? Or maybe not. The main character was not exactly a reliable narrator. I just think that's what makes this story stand out. Nothing is concrete. You cannot be sure of anything here. It's complex and frequently meanders. I had to reread passages often. The first 30 pages were so good. It is intriguing and I am willing to reread this again at some point when perhaps I have more perspective. If I had to summarize it, I'd say it's a hard book to love at first glance, but it's definitely a mesmerizing piece of work.